Now let's solve a modified version of this problem. Instead of counting the number of unique values in an array, we want to count the number of times each value appears in the array. Now let's see how do we modify our existing code to handle this new problem. I encourage you to pause this video and come up with a solution on your own. Okay. In the previous value, we just checked whether a value exists in an output object. If it does, then we don't do anything else, we just add it to our output object. Now what we want to do is maintain the count of the number of times this particular input value has occurred in the array. For that, what we'll do is, first as usual, we'll check whether the input is in the output object. If it's not present yet, this is the first appearance of this input value, then we'll set its count to 1. Else we know that this input value is already present in the object, so all we have to do is increment its count by 1. That's all we have to do. Let's run this. So you can see that the values 1 and 2 appear twice, 7 and 8 also appear twice, and the remaining values appear once. These are the two most important lines, and of course we have the if check as well. So these are the important lines. So take some time and understand the code. You can see that we have used the square bracket notation because the input value is dynamic. Let me also print the output object after each iteration so that you get a better understanding of what's happening in the code. Initially we had just one object, then we added initially we had one key, then we added another key 2, and in the third iteration we saw the number 1 again. That's why we increased the count by 1, and in the fourth iteration we increased the count of 2 by 1, and next we added 3. So this is how the program progresses. If a new value appears, we set the count to 1, else we know that the key exists and we increment the count by 1. So hopefully like all the concepts that you have been learning so far are coming together in this problem, and you have a good understanding of how do we solve problems using objects.